Workers of the world, hello. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hello, Jambird. Hello, Scotland. Hello, King of Time. Hello, Summer. Hello, Imperial Halloumi. Hello to Becca Bix. Hello to Cardboard Children. Hello to Cressup. Hello, Burnzoid. Hello, Funky. Hello, everyone else. I hope you're all doing well. Hello, Red. Good to see you. Here I am. Yep. Just to get us going, just a nice little conversation opener. Would you enjoy living inside a Groundhog Day? I know that some of us here have said that maybe it might be something they enjoy. I know King of Time is currently in the chat, has said that if they lived inside the same day every day, they would find joy in it. They'd really learn to appreciate it. But to me, and honestly, instinctually, I think probably most people, I think that's kind of an alien idea. I think the human mind loves causation. It likes one thing to lead to another thing, to lead to another thing, to lead to another thing. And if you go right back to the beginning every time, something important feels lost. No, what do you mean gotcha? I'm just opening up we're discussing a topic and I am sort of laying out my feelings and impressions on it. You're very welcome to respond. There's no trap here. Normally at the beginning of a stream, I just open up a topic to talk about. This is the one I think because it's been Groundhog Day so recently, I thought this would be the apposite one for now. I think we take it for granted that we don't need causation. But I think if you lost it, I think if you felt the reset, I think if you felt that reset all the time, I don't know. I think human beings, we love cause and effect. If you plant a seed, it will grow. Wouldn't you? You could never grow a flower. I regret that I can't change most things that I've caused. King of Time, it sounds like you want worse than Groundhog Day. It sounds you want to go into the deal with the angel and be like, yeah, erase me backwards. Erase the whole thing. I don't know. You need to go through It's a Wonderful Life and make the right decision. And then you wouldn't want to be Groundhog Day, I think. You know? Because you don't want to be a wonderful life. What, you don't want to be made to see that your presence on the earth is valuable and beautiful? You don't want that? Or are you saying you don't want like a rich financier to, like a banker to like destroy your local community? They did make a sequel to It's a Wonderful Life called It's a Wonderful Wife. It was not very good. I just couldn't do it. I think we're put on this earth to form relationships with people. And I don't think you can form a relationship if you know, let's say you're not Groundhog Day, but in 24 hours, their memory of you clicks back. You'd feel like you're like treading water at a certain point, you know? It's why I don't like talking to drunk people. If I'm stone cold sober, as I always am, but someone else is like extremely drunk, I think, what's the point telling them about my hopes and dreams? I'll just have to tell them again at a later date, you know? Bill Connors makes friends with the whole town, yeah, but they never in what sense is someone, he's never friends with the whole town at once. He's friends with one town at a time, one person at a time. Like, in what sense are you someone's friend if you know everything about them, but they don't know the first thing about you? And nor are they capable of like holding that in their mind. What about reverse? Quixotic Groundhog 2-hour window twice a week. Yeah, what about a Groundhog Minute? On his perfect day, they all love him. And yeah, what happens in the morning? He's got to put all that work in again. The joy of a relationship is you build up the momentum and then the momentum coasts. So when you're not having a perfect day, their fondness for you is already kind of banked up, you know? We're already banked. It's why I don't want to talk to drunk people, because they won't form a memory of what you're talking about. So anything I share gets reset. They've come out of having a continuity of self. I'm not stuck in a groundhog day. I live one life after the other. I don't desire to live in a groundhog day. Maybe it would be nice. Maybe it would be nice, Do you know about Alan Watts' dream of life? The scientist who said that thing about he got really into Buddhism, and then he said that if you could dream anything, imagine you had a lucid dream and you could dream anything in the world, that you dream your most ideal world, and everything was nice and everything was perfect and everything was the exact way you'd want. And you dream that way for centuries. You could dream as long as you want. Eventually, you would be annoyed by the fact that everything was completely under your control. So you'd then put in a dream where you didn't know what was going to happen. Maybe there's danger, maybe there are problems, maybe there's an issue you didn't predict that you have to resolve. And you think, oh, that's quite enticing. And then you'd put more and more of your dream outside of your control. More dream. That's an interesting story, King of Time. That's very like you. You'd put more and more of your dream outside of your control until you dream the life that you live now. Like, I think something about that gets at why I wouldn't want to be Groundhog Days. You'd be almost, you'd become so familiar with the world that you'd almost be living like a solipsistic existence where you're sort of just living in your own fantasy. You're not in the world anymore. You're not subject to the powerlessness of being an object to causation. You are the prime mover. You're getting closer and closer to God. I want to be able to pull on the one-armed bandit and not know what's going on. Sean, what's today's date? It's the 4th of February, right? It's just been Groundhog Day. But maybe a lot of you would all enjoy it. I know that we are in general quite a neurodivergent community, and probably a lot of us would just like to do the same things every day, have our routine. Every evening we pitch up in front of Dune 2 and eat a plate of potato waffles. Not necessarily a bad life, but I don't think I could opt into it for the length of time that Phil Connors has. I think Groundhog Day cures Phil Connors' depression. Wow, I mean, it's a long way of doing it. I think you can cure depression in half a year if you go by conventional routes. Groundhog Day takes like a millennia. It's probably the slowest way of curing depression that's effective, because every other method that's slow is longer than the human lifespan. I think you can. I'm not saying you always will. It doesn't take a day, does it, to cure his depression? It takes hundreds of years. He's not depressed on the second loop, is he? I mean, he's not cured of depression on the second loop. He's cured of depression 700 years in, after several successful suicides. It's just not a transferable methodology of care, in my opinion. I don't know if we're going to get past this. I think this is some sort of I think your desire to be Groundhog Day stems from sadness, and my desire to not be Groundhog Day stems from an irrepressible joy at life. And in that sense, I've won. Doesn't have to be transferable. No, it doesn't. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that if someone said I've got depression, what should I do? I would pick that would be like the Z option. There is no option that I think would work that I would pick after that, other than one where like you go into the Matrix or something, or you go into one of those power tubes or something. Congratulations on being happy. But I'll get you there. I'll get you there, King. Stick with me. I'll get you there. But I do think it defeats your argument a bit. If it stems from like a wellspring of sorrow, you know, It's but I guess your contention was never that it's good to live a Groundhog Day. Your contention was like, "I want it," and my contention is, "No, you probably don't." So now I'm coming round to, like, it does sound like you really do want this, but my position has moved from, "No, you probably don't," to like, we should get you to a point where you don't want that. We should sort out you wanting that. We should sort out the underlying reasons why you want that. You know, in an ideal world, you'd want, tomorrow to be different. What do we want? We want King of Time to be happy. Can we all put in the chat, we love and respect King of Time? I'm gonna start. I'm not saying that will like I'm not saying that will sort you out, but I think it's a start. Anyway, let's enjoy the stream, you know. And the thing is, I love streaming because I think good stream, bad stream, it's all the same at the end of the day, you know. Even the Burnzoid, who could not make clearer they're not having a good time. They're still here. They're still tuning in. They threatened reading a book, and yet they're still here, you know. But it'll be good crying, right? Keep laying them on. Get the tears out. This is the joy of streaming, you know. You can come in, you can have a metaphysical argument about causation and end it with a love bombing. Wait, what are you reading, Burnzoid? What are you on? Garfield, is it? This is the joy of the medium of streaming, you know. This is to many people one of the worst streams I've ever seen, and yet it's beautiful, you know. It's a beautiful piece of art. You know, it's the ultimate ambience. I should probably sideline into one of those which wizard detective book? Has it got a female main character? Kazuo. Oh, I'm a big Kazuo Ichiguro fan. Kazuo Ichiguro can do no wrong. That's really good. I loved Remains of the Day. I think Remains of the Day is absolutely class. And last year I read the defining feature of it is actually a spoiler. Kazuo Ichiguro. What's the one with all those kids in the school? That doesn't narrow it down, but it might do amongst his work. Never Let Me Go. Never Let Me Go rules. What a guy. The Dresden Files. Oh, yeah. Remains of the Day. That's so true. That's so true, Scotland. It's on Netflix as well, the adaptation. Oh, Never Let Me Go, so good. If you're a Kazuo head, it's gonna get you. Made me weep. Beautiful book. No female protag. Not good, is it, folks? Not good. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. We're going to have a normal stream as always. I just would like to clarify, there has been a bit of, we'll call it controversy. I think it's been mostly a misunderstanding regarding whether or not I think phobias are real. Now, I'll start with an apology and say I may have said something that sounds like that, but in actuality, I was reaching for words for what I really meant, which is that phobias are real things, they're real events that people feel. But I do think that phobias are like communicated, you know, that people are getting phobias from each other. So I think there are new phobias. This much I believe. I believe there are phobias now that didn't exist 200 years ago. And these phobias can be communicated between people. And so I have a concern that there are phobia spreaders. Sean's wear a different jumper? Yeah, I always wear a different jumper. What about a fear of silence? Yeah, what about it, Red? What about it? In what way do you want me to take that into account? See, I think, right, one, cavemen weren't afraid of, can't communicate that. You can communicate a fear of silence. You literally just had. You said, I'll point to it here. You said, what about a fear of silence? That communicates a fear of silence. We should all wear more yellow. Do you know that our brains see yellow the best? In fact, no, they see that weird lime green high vis thing the best, but that never suits anyone. Lime green is possibly one of the worst colors for fashion, and I don't know what it's good for other than maybe soap. Maybe soap can be lime green. There are things now that didn't exist 200 years ago. If someone has a phobia of that, it's new. Exactly, Crispin. It sounds like you understand me perfectly. Is anyone now afraid of silence? No, you'd need to make a TikTok that makes silence seem scary. You could induce fear into a concept. For example, if Taylor Swift came out and said, I'm scared of brooms. Now, I've never heard of anyone who's scared of brooms, but if Taylor Swift released an album called I'm Scared of Brooms, and all the tracks were just different ways in which brooms are actually really scary, broom fear would spike. It would become like a top phobia amongst women. Women would become scared of brooms, and a few men, quite a lot of men. Um, and then even if she said, I'm not actually scared of brooms, I was just joking, that was just a joke I was doing, then broom fear would go down, but it wouldn't go back to the original. Is anyone now afraid of brooms? Probably not. Let me just look up fear of brooms. Fear of brooms. The fear of brooms is known as scopopapophobia, a specific phobia that can cause anxiety. Wow, I'm on Phobiapedia. Scopopapophobia is the fear of brooms. It's already listed. I have to register to see the 6 comments, but there's a discussion happening underneath. I didn't cause this to exist. This is what I mean. Phobiapedia probably shouldn't exist, right? Because people will get phobias off of it. You know, it's the same reason you couldn't have a Wikipedia for all the different ways you can make a bomb at home. You know, it's the same kind of thing. Since there isn't bombopedia, I don't think you should have phobiapedia. Only if your hypothesis is true. I have been made scared of things by TikTok, I think. I think I've been made scared of things. Hello, Lucy Lefty. We're just talking about Groundhog Day and if people would enjoy living inside a Groundhog Day. I'm still sort of saying that, yeah, well, it's more. Firstly, what you need to know is that I have very strong mental armor, and I try to avoid stuff that sounds like boasting, but like this is just the only way this story is going to make sense is for you to know that about me. I'm affected by the world very minimum. I've got very strong. I live in kind of a fortress inside my own mind, but I've seen videos that have helped me understand that some things are actually very scary. Have you ever seen something, a piece of art, that has helped you to understand that there's part of the human existence that is beautiful in a way that you didn't understand? I hope to God that you have, because we're all adults here and we all deserve to be touched by the sublime. We are surrounded by beauty, and the joy of art and creation is to unlock our minds of new ways of appreciating beauty. That's just how we roll here. But that can also happen with fear. Well, that could also happen with fear. Someone could unlock a way of looking at something that makes you realize it's actually profoundly terrifying. I was aware of, for instance, I was aware of black holes as a concept and what they did, but it was only when it was like explained at length that I'm like, that's one of the scariest things in the universe. That's one of the scariest things in the whole universe. A black hole, I'd run a mile. I'd run 2 miles if a black hole was coming. I don't want to see a black hole in my entire life. They're very scary. But that fear had to be kind of induced in me. Someone really had to like go, these are horrible. You'd hate going in a black hole. You'd hate going in a black hole. That's not a black hole phobia, though, is it? What do you mean? Are you saying because a fear of black holes is rational because they'll pulp you? They'll pulp you into an atom? Do you think you can get addicted to being scared of things? I don't know. I think I've already said more than my job's worth on phobias. I don't want to touch addiction. I don't want to get impounded into a cube by Gordon Brown like Dr. Nutt was. What's better, Black Hole or Groundhog Day? Groundhog Day, yeah. I don't want to go through an event horizon. I think I'd die. You can't see them. They don't emit or reflect light. Well, no, I can infer their presence through, a void. I could infer that they're there because of the bending of light. You'll never see it. I know, I know, I know. Listen, can all the scientists please just talk in normal vernacular? You know exactly what I mean. Don't well actually me on black holes and the event horizon of photons. Honestly, black holes in my top 3 ways to go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's probably painless or probably too confusing to be registered as pain, really. Anyway, it's just not that I'm saying that phobias aren't real. They are real. They're mental events. They affect people's lives. If someone has a phobia, you should respect that. But if you're seeing someone try to give someone else a phobia, you should tell them, I think this is actually an unfriendly thing to do. You shouldn't give each other phobias. That's all I'm saying. Phobias are real, right? In the same way that dreams are real. I've experienced a dream that was real. I could describe a dream that happened to me. I've dreamed entire fake lives in my time. But what I'm saying is the things that we like and the things that we fear, these are all just ideas in the ideology, and we can transfer them to each other. What if I gave someone a phobia of me by scaring with them? Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I mean. No, like my nan has a snake, swan, and goose phobia, and we don't say the words around her because it upsets her. I'm sensibly scared of swans, but I don't have a phobia around them. Do you think, Crispin, that it is sensible to be scared of swans? Because I know people say a swan can break a guy's arm, but that's not true, is it? Because they have hollow bones. They literally can't do anything. Yeah, King of Time, I dreamed an entire fake life. When I was a teenager, I dreamed the rest of my life in quite a lot of vivid detail. So when I woke up, from my perspective, it's like I suddenly it's like I got groundhog lifed, essentially. I was transported back into my teenage self, and all the people I'd met and the children that I'd raised, all of them were destroyed. And for a little while, I thought, well, I'll meet them again. Nope, that's not the way my life went. None of them, none of that happened. None of those people I met. Maybe they are real and I didn't meet them, but it didn't go that way. What were the children's names? I don't know. I haven't. I only met those children for one night. Is it possible to be scared of snakes without being scared of swans and geese? I'd say so. But is it possible to be scared of geese without being scared of swans? That's the tricky one. How many did you have? Just 2. Just a nuclear family. Would you like to wake up from this life into your teenage body? Oh, okay, you go first on everyone else go first, and then I'll go. But King of Time, can you go first on this one? Would you like to Groundhog Day back to being 16 years old? There's a button here, and tomorrow you wake up 16, and then you could live differently. Yeah, absolutely. That sounds like torture. Well, it would be delayed gratification in a sense, because if you like living your night life as it is, you still get that. It just tomorrow's been pushed a way away. What degrees did the children do? They were children. What degrees do children normally do? None. I think I could do a lot. This is the way I end up thinking about it. I think about it that way because it's principally a intellectual exercise in the first place. So it feels natural to go down the route of going, well, if I were to, then what do I think I could accomplish? I couldn't prevent 9/11 because it would have already have happened. But I don't know of enough events. I couldn't play this. Like, I couldn't use it to get rich because I don't know enough. I don't remember anything meaningful. I suppose, I mean, I could, like, I guess when Apple and the iPod stuff, I could be like, Mom, invest big, invest in Apple. Though was Apple already big? What can I possibly remember? The only thing I can remember is recent. I could be like, yeah, as soon as the pandemic's going, just put all your stocks in Zoom or something, or air fryers. But like, what would I do differently? Could I stop the tragedies in my life? Could I stop hurt and heartbreak? I could probably stop the specific hurts and the specific heartbreak, but they are just part and parcel of life, aren't they? Hurt and heartbreak, pain and grief and sorrow. They're all just, you can't just pick plan B instead and avoid all of those. There'll be other tragedies. I know probably all of us are like carrying loads of bad events that happen to us, but I don't think you stop those and then just different bad events will happen, you know? Reincarnation really appealed to me and that's kind of stuck. That's even worse though, because that's a Groundhog Day where even you don't know what's going on. Like you can't even do the lottery, you know. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome in. Thank you very much. We're just discussing Groundhog Day and whether or not you'd like to live inside a Groundhog Day. I'd like to give a shout out to my friend, the good Pete. How are the Pete picks? How's it all going? How's it hanging, buddy? Got a receipt for a receipt. Said no's good oral contract, not worth the paper it's printed on. 62. Are you continuing a conversation that I don't know about? Could you deal me in on what's happening and what you're writing about? Would you always go back to 16 when you reach your current age? I wouldn't want that. I don't even know if I'd want to go back to Sean Giorno. Thank you, Baldy, and also good evening to you. I don't know if I'd want to be a groundhog 16 years. Groundhog year, I wouldn't mind a groundhog decade. I think, no, Fluff, don't do that. Fluff, you know how I feel about that. Someone gave me I watched a TikTok that gave me a phobia of that. The picture's rubbish too. That's your tracking, mate. It's all right. What are you, 62 Mike? Can you just tell me what's happening? Can you just give me a little bit of context to what you're saying? I'm not angry with you, 62 Mike. I'd just love to join in. A groundhog decade, you could get things done in a groundhog decade. You could write books. You could create your own business. You could form a charity for helping snakes. You could I can't think of anything else you could do in a decade, just those three things really. But that's more impressive than you could do in a day. No, groundhog decade. Groundhog decade. Like you could do all of those things. You could write a book, you could form a charity, and what was the other thing I said? Mike's gone to war on pirate video. What, video piracy? What's pirate video? Try all the drugs? Yeah, as long as if I die from one of them, I just pop up again as a 16-year-old. Like I take a bad pill and then I'm 16 again. I can't understand a word they're saying. Train spotting, not surprised. All talking in Scotch, ain't they? No trains in it either. Suppose that's my fault too. 62 Mike, I am not saying I don't enjoy what you're doing, but I would love to understand it. That's all. The Twitch channel? What Twitch channel? Should we move on anyway? Look, it's just a normal docket tonight, just the normal things. Would be annoying if you got 5. It's quite a long time, yeah, because after a while, I don't think he's going after pirate software. If he is, the train spotting reference seems like it's. Yeah, you're upsetting Baldy62, Mike. I'm here asking for context. Baldy's upset. Fluff Weasel thinks you're going after the guy whose dad worked at Blizzard. You know, the call for you to explain yourself are mounting. If you went back to being a teenager, you'd hear all these words on the start of your shooting fish VHS. Huh? Let's just move on. I've just stopped understanding anyone. Do you want to see what's in the Phobiapedia? Phobiapedia, fictional and real phobias. We host 5,323 articles. Casadrastophobia, the irrational fear of falling into the sky. Then there's the rules. Causes. There is no single cause of phobias, but various factors might contribute to developing a phobia. Some of the possible causes are past incidents or traumas, learned responses from early life, genetic factors, brain chemistry, and stress. My thing isn't in here at all. No one, I think there's another cause. What's a fictional phobia? Well, I guess a fictional phobia is something, a phobia that a character in a TV show or a cartoon has had, but no living human beings ever had. I don't think you should live like you're going to be groundhogged. I think that would cause you to act like a psychopath. You know, we live in a society. Groundhog Daying allows you to escape your obligations towards your fellow living humans. You know, do you accept those causes? Yes. I'm just saying there's an additional cause, which is that art can convince you to be scared of things. Thank you, Summer. Very diplomatic. I respect. I respect the uncertainty of your stance. All right, should we just do a little bit of the dulls and just keep it calm? We've talked quite a lot about phobias and Groundhog Day, and I know that it's upsetting Burnzoid, so we should move on. So this is Chart Dull. This is new. I think Little Papa Peter told me about it. Um, our job is to guess what country this line represents, and the thing that it is charting is the death rate from poisoning per 100,000 people between the years 2000 and 2021. So I'm guessing it's like a country that maybe modernized a lot, like a country that got a lot of money into the economy or something. I'm thinking maybe like I know India really invested in tech and got a lot more cash into the economy. Hi, Bird. We're just doing chartal at the moment. We've just been talking about whether or not you'd like to be Groundhog Day. Most people say they wouldn't like it, but I don't know. I'm coming round to it. Oh, see, India's not even really on here. Um, maybe like China, because I know they had a big problem with like air pollution. I don't know if that counts. I think a lot of that, it's not completely sorted, but I think it's a lot better than it used to be. What's the matter, Fluff? What's wrong? I know that sometimes you've played some of them in advance. All I ask is that you just, wait for us to do them fresh. There'll be some of these you haven't done before, Fluff. But how am I supposed to know which ones you've already played? How would Coronation Street fit on this graph? Well, per capita, yeah, huge, really, because you know that like stat that there's more than one pope per square mile in the Vatican. Like a per capita rate applied to Coronation Street, where the amount of named figures living on the street is like like 100 or something. And at all times, three of them are being poisoned. Yeah, it'd be through the roof. It would be huge. Thank you, Brent. I'm trying. I don't know what Fluff's issue is. Um, well, there are loads of other countries that are in a really bad spot at this kind of time. Like Iraq, obviously, wasn't doing great. I can imagine it would have like the war could have disrupted groundwater and stuff. You did this one before. When did I do this before, Crispin? Is this what Fluff's annoyed about? No, even Iraq's got their poisonings under control. Iraq has their poisoning more under control between 2000 and 2021 in this country. Um, I don't know, Japan? No, Japan more poisonings than Iraq. Kind of surprising, but really there's nothing much in it. Russia? It was Russia. Well done. Someone did say Russia, didn't they? Who said Russia earlier? Someone knows their stuff. Fluff said it. That's why Fluff's annoyed. Because I'm not listening. Thing is, if you just say Russia, I don't know why you know it, you know? I love it. I love when people have reasons, you know? If you've got a reason for saying it, then I'll put it in. But if you're just saying Russia, I don't know. I take it with a pinch of salt. Oh, that's a bit grim. Um, that's it's important information to know about the world stage, but we're just trying to keep it light on a Wednesday evening. What else we got? Number of cattle. Now this one we can do. This one we can do. Yeah, well, can we all put well done, Fluff in? Well done, Fluff. Sorry for not listening. Great knowledge. There we go. We can put that in. Um, Brazil. Do you think Brazil? Good. It's a good shout. Yeah, Brazil. It's too good of a shout. It's a good one though. It's a bit too good. Pakistan famously recently passed 50 million cattle. How do you just give me one source for that robot? How do you even know that? That is tempting. Do you think I should listen to Robot on this one? Cattle news. All right. Yeah, fair enough. Really good cattle. I didn't know you worked in the cattle industry. From Leeds, the Leeds cattle industry. Okay, next one. Nitrogen fertilizer use per hectare of cropland. I don't want to do this one. Can we ever do one that's like fun, you know? See, wine I can do. So who are your big hitters for wine? It's gonna be France, it's gonna be Italy, and then you think Spain? Why do you think Spain? Just what a little bit of yeah, you're saying it's Spain, but like why do you believe that? England? I don't think we produce a lot of wine, 62. We're more of a lager country. Yeah, I can read that, Josie. I'm just wondering, like, why do you believe that? Hello, Lambda Girl. Just how come you happen to know that? Could you slumdog me? Is that possible? Because why not? I just want a bit of slumdogging. In Slumdog Millionaire, the answers aren't valid unless you can tie them to your life story, you know? I don't get this IVF thing. No, I don't know why they're talking about IVF. Just why do you think it's Spain? Because I would have said like Australia or Chile also puts out a lot of wine. Hello, Lambda. Content feels familiar. Do you think I'm playing the dulls too much? Do you think I need to change things up a little bit? Hi, Shaz. Spain, South Africa, Mediterranean. Yeah, all right. I'll put Spain in if you like. Yeah. Really good. I need to not doubt you. No, that's really good. That's very, very clever. Yeah. You know, inside and out. Nitrogen oxide emissions. So this is a country that kind of led the way with nitrogen oxide emissions, but then really stops. But I didn't doubt you, but people were saying different things. Some people were saying England, you know. I have to pick someone to trust over another. I have to preference someone. So I want it to be based on something. You haven't scanned your face? Just scan your face now, Shaz. Just send me a scan. I mean, this could be Russia. very big landmass, a lot of farming, and they kickstart their development in their economy around this time. This is when they kick out the czars and start like building factories. I mean, I'll try Russia. Oh well, all right. That the trend makes sense, but on a much smaller scale. Um, so what's like a much bigger one? China, maybe? Have you tried Brazil? Hi, Jim. Not much. We were talking about whether or not people would like to live in a Groundhog Day. Then we were talking about if phobias are real, although we weren't really. We're talking about if phobias can be communicated. And then we were talking about dreams. And now we're trying to work out what country this is for nitrous oxide emissions. I think probably this is going to be the US because it goes absolutely massive and then it curtails around the time that like they were thinking about the ozone. This was like ozone panic, wasn't it? The United States. Really nice. Over the past decade, the United States saw a substantial decline in NO emissions per year. Yeah, very good. Okay, what's next? Chicken meat. Where do they eat a lot of chicken? I know that in China they don't have a lot of lamb. They don't have a lot of mutton or lamb. But there's also loads of Muslim countries where they don't have pork. I sort of think if you lose one of your major barnyard animals, it means that your chicken representation is going to go up. Chicken isn't meat? What do you mean, Shaz? Could you give me a 20-word sentence explaining that? Chicken is meat. China's very big. Yeah. Yeah, that's my point. This is one of the biggest lines. I'm putting China in. Why are people talking about IVF? See, it wasn't a mad guess. It's not correct, but it wasn't crazy. Meat is IVF. What do you mean? Can I get a 20-word sentence on what it is you mean? Right, if it's not China, but it's like equivalent, I think the US then. United States. United States. Oh, they're the biggest chicken producers in the world. Okay. Um, there's another huge country, Russia. Although it's huge by landmass. I don't know if it's huge by population in the same way. Yeah, Russia only got its first chicken in like 1992. India? Yeah, do you want to try India? Kind of like Russia, except they had chickens from back in the 60s. Um, could this one be Brazil? The UK is this big. The UK can fit in an acorn's hat. It's Brazil, the world's second largest producer of chicken meat. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. I think that's enough for Chartl. I like Chartl, but they are a bit focused on like imports and exports and stuff. This is disorderly. We have to get a bunch of things in the right order. Yeah, it is robot. Who's going to be Sasha? Big Popper's not here, so who's going to be Sasha this time? Do you want to volunteer? Okay. We're supposed to be ordering female names versus their likelihood to be a first name versus a middle name. What do you mean this time? What do you mean, Red? Yes, you can, Lucy. Can I not say is female problematic now? Do I need to update my vocabulary because I am happy to do that? I just like is female not good to say? I'd sew Rebecca Ray, Michelle Marie, Joan Grace. What would I go? What do I think? Um, let's go for the extremes. I think Rebecca stays where it is. Rebecca's a first name. I don't know people called something Rebecca. Can we not say female, please, Mike and Lucy? Um, Joan, somewhere in the middle. Michelle above Joan, I think. Grace comes down here, I think. Ray goes right up. Well, no, Marie is at the top. Rebecca's at the bottom. Sasha top best. Hello, Sasha. Thank you for joining. Joan's a first name to you, but there are people called like Rebecca Jones Smith. Maybe I'm thinking of the Sarah Jane mysteries. Rebecca. Okay, Joan. Rebecca Joan Grace. Grace is more. Michelle Ray Marie. I'm going to try that. Okay, and then we just flippy flip. Really good. Really good. If in doubt, flippy flip. Write your name Sasha, happily, Sasha. Here you go, Sasha. That's so clever of you to get everyone to write your name, Sasha. And how are you doing, Sasha? Thanks so much for coming. Oh, and Robot Cooper's joining us as well. Hello, Robot. How are you doing? If you could have any cosmetic surgery, what would you have? My great aunt Timmy was the first person ever to receive silicone breast implants in 1962. Well, I don't think I'd go for those. What would I have? I don't know. I think the very fact that you can change, you can try and beautify your head or your body feels like it encourages you to look at it with a more critical eye than if you were just stuck with what you had. I guess I'm like a. I think I'm just talking with the lens of a cis man. I just look at my head in the mirror and be like, I don't like it, but that's what we have. That's what we're working with. That's just how it is. That's what's on my plate, so I've got to eat it. Who's the best Joan? Joan of Arc, I think. Talk about having a print. Talk about going a bit mad, but in a good way. All right, what's next? We've got a similar one, but it's for male names or man. Which is the one I can't say? Male. It's for masculine names. Have I just realised Sean's grey? Oh, not. It's not subtle. It's here. Manly names. Yeah. Old boy names. What do I think? What are on the extremes for me? Um, Jason is never a middle name, is it? Uh, hmm, William, not so much either, I think. William, Alan near the middle, but Lee nearer the top. I think that's all right. I think that's a good guess. Alan feels very first. No, there are like something Al. I think in my head, and this is all American anyways. Sean, are you implying the difference between you and a trans woman is that you're resigned to your fate and we rage against the dying of the light? Um, I think the principal difference is I haven't thought about it enough. I I think I just feel like I was a ghost that was just kind of inserted into some flesh like a disc, and I pilot it around, and I've never been particularly satisfied with it. And it hasn't really occurred to me to like sort it out. I see it more like a robot, you know? It's like it's not me. It's I'm just piloting it around. So if someone like picked up my hand or my knee and went, "That's you, is it?" And I went, "That's just some flesh." That is in a way I don't understand attached to my soul, but it's not me. So like I'm not gonna sort it's not my job to sort this out. Who is cracking eggs now? What? Um Am I cracking eggs? I think someone's trying to crack my egg. And I'm trying to order these these masculine names by first and middle. I think it's this. All right, but if it's not that, it's something very similar. Cowabunga. Can someone say cowabunga? Some I've heard you actually can't make an omelette without cracking a few eggs. Sort these fictional companies by the premiere date of the TV show they're from. Right, are we gonna have like Dunder Mifflin in here? How many eggs do you think you've cracked, Hughes? Rosemary. I forget. It makes less sense with your name to shorten it to the front word. It should be shortened to the last word. It's going to be the exactly same stream, but Sean changes gender. I don't think if I were to transition, it would really change my style of streaming. It would probably become even more the way it is now. Megalo is king of the hill. That's good intel, Bread Sensor. Oh, we've got something from Albrot. Yeah, thanks very much, Albrot. Thanks for interacting with the new webpage. Albrot, you'd be surprised at the things that we've discussed. You'd be surprised at some of the twists and turns. Okay, so the Bada Bing, that was Sopranos, right? So move that up. Sterling Cooper's Mad Men. What's the Shineheart Wig Company? Grugger, I haven't fixed it yet because I've had a busy day, but I don't think we need to advertise the oversights, you know, not considering what Albrot's just put in. Famously for all right, robot. All right, Sasha. Yeah, but lots of things in New York look Dutch immoral. Shineheart Wig Company 30 Rock. So where does that fall in line with Mad Men, before or after? Started the year before Mad Men. Okay. Year before Mad Men. That's from Twin Peaks. That's before King of the Hill, right? Twin Peaks, King of the Hill, Sopranos, 30 Rock, Mad Men. And what's this one from? Lucy, you're absolutely it's not at all easy for me. I'm impressed and surprised with myself. Waystar Royco Succession. Well, that is newer than Mad Men. That's really good. Well done. Josie, what do you want? Do you want me to continue as it has? What do you want? I guess your feeling is if you're going to do it all, do it properly, huh? But you'd rather I didn't do it at all. But if I am going to do it, I should do it properly. Oh man, that's not that's not me at all. Sort these literary characters by publishing dates. Well, I know some of the Heathcliff. That'll be down here. Sherlock Holmes. Later than that, Gregor Samsa. That's from Game of Thrones, right? We want a normal. What's alienating here? We're doing the flipping tools. What's alienating about this? We are doing the dulls, which we do every single time. No, this is probably one of the most normal streams I've ever done. We're ranking fictional characters by their publishing. It's Kafka. Are you sure it's not Game of Thrones? I've heard that it's Game of Thrones. For my 8th birthday, I received a signed copy of the first ever live giant squid that had been taken that year. That's interesting. It's not relevant to this, but like it's a cool little story. This is a very, very, very typical stream. Heathcliff was ages ago. Who's Elizabeth Bennet? And who's Peter Mellark? Thanks, powerful. That was a powerful phrase from a powerful Khan. This is George Orwell, which will be later than Game of Thrones. Peter Mellark. I don't know who that is. Gregor Samsa is Game of Thrones. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Okay, moral. Fine avond. I hope the exam goes well. Um, Gelukkig met jou. How do you say exam? I'm going to guess the Dutch word would be like examinatie, but it's probably not. Lizzie Bennett is from Pride and Prejudice. That's good. Peter is Hunger Games. Okay, Big Papa Peter. Um, Fail success. Yeah, fail success, of course. Gelukkig means happiness. Yeah. It's been a while. I've been out of the trough. You don't need to be more stereotyped, Rosemary. You just need to remember everything you've said and have some crib notes while you watch the stream again on Friday. Okay, Heathcliff, Brontes. I think Bennett pre Brontes, Holmes, Game of Thrones, Animal Farm, The Hungry Games. Yeah, Cowabunga. Cowabunga. You will miss stuff, Lucy, because it changes slightly. I think that's more interesting than a completely new stream. These little, it's better this way. You are going to come around. Sort these events in the order that they occurred. Shall we bother doing this one, do you think? Shall we bother with this one or shall we move on? I don't know any of these, so I don't know if it's worth it. I don't really know. Should we just move on? Do we want to do this one? I could take it or leave it, this one. I don't think we have the intel. IVF? What do you mean 78? It doesn't want numbers. What do you mean 78? What do you mean? What do you mean 78? I don't know. I don't think we should bother. This one doesn't really take my fancy. Do you know what I mean? Maybe we'll do another one. Why is silicon specified? Because they used to put wood in there. Awful. Awful for everyone involved. I don't know. Maybe the year 78 AD. I have to do it. What do you mean? Yeah, fine, fine. All right. Well, if we're doing it, uh, there you go. Sorted. Thanks for all your help, everyone. It was very, very useful in getting this sorted. Beautiful time, really. Thanks for all your help, everyone. A lot of knowledge in the chat. It feels really good. Now, as a little treat for me, because I find those other ones quite taxing, we'll do a little go with Zoom out. It's my favorite one, really. So our job here is to. I know how to play the piano. I'm actually all right at piano. So it'll be lost on me, really. We Slumdog Millionaire. Oh yes, that's what you were doing, King of Time. You were Slumdog Millionairing it, and I do appreciate that. Isn't it more compelling to see a guest with a Slumdog Millionaire attached? I'm about to inherit a piano. Tell me more, Rosemary. In fact, no, tell me what kind of piano it is, and then that's all I want to know. You could play piano in a live show. I have played piano in a live show. I have done it. Couldn't you learn to be better at the piano? Yeah, easily. Easily. I'm not that good. Okay, this looks like a fireball, like from Mario, but not like an early Mario. I'm thinking Mario from Super Smash Bros. Melee. That's what I'm thinking. How do I submit? Am I missing a button? Am I missing something? How do I, how do I click go? This is how it should look. Maybe I should shrink the thing over here. Yeah. This is how it should look. But then we squeeze it in a little more like this. I'm proud of you for having done that. Proud of me for having done what? Sorry, I've lost the Melee. Super Smash Brothers Melee. Oh, it's Zanarkand from Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X. Is Bird still here? Bird, if you're still here, have you played Final Fantasy X? Having played piano in a live show, it's not easy to do. Is it not? I wasn't singing, really. I was making like beds of music to go underneath stuff. Thanks so much. I think Final Fantasy X is absolutely boss. I think in particular Bird would enjoy it, but I don't think she's here, which is a real deviation from the loop, really. That is Half-Life 2. That's that source. Well, I don't sing. No, I don't sing. I'm not refusing. Well, I must be now because you specifically told me to sign up. Also, Albright, I thought you'd left in protest. I thought you'd gone. Should Sean hum? I do hum. I la-di-da and stuff like that. Half-Life 2? What then? It still looks like the Source engine to me. Portal 2? Maybe it could be Portal 1. Oh, all right. It's not Portal, but the name starts with Portal. Okay. Thank you for your help. I was just dead wrong. It is Portal 2. Thank you very much. I did, but I thought I'd check back because the What Next idea has been voted to the stratosphere. Or let me just check on that. SeanMull.com/whatnext. Okay, let's just see. There is a little glitch with the site where it doesn't it lets you vote for stuff more than once. Let's just see. Sean stops doing the fucking Groundhog Day stream. Chartle is only barely even engaging the first time. Well, the rules of What Next stand as normal. So, you know, I'm not. I don't think. I feel bad doing that, but like this is how What Next works. But I will take it under. You know, I'm taking it under advisement. You know, like it's good. It's good always to know what the community. Oh, thank you very much for the subscription, Shaz.
Does the number go up if I press this?
Yeah, it does actually, Shaz. Thank you. Well, I don't. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're 7 away from the subscriber goal. Thank you very much, Albron. Do you really hate it that much? Like I'm telling you now, I was always planning on doing 8 of these, and we're only 3 in. Well, it's not. I would kind of be annoyed if I don't get to do my 8, but also I'm daunted by it because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it now myself. Oh, what's this? It could be Planescape Torment. Oh, you got to admit there's something to it, though. You've got to admit there's something. I've not broken, buddy. I'm redoubling my energy. I'm redoubling my energy. I'm still here. I'm ready to go. Planescape Torment, maybe? Oh, man. Oh, I know this. This is StarCraft. Oh, man. Oh, I know that one. All right, what's next? Yeah, Metal Gear Solid. I know this because I've been watching Bread Santa playing. Shout out to Bread Santa. Josie, you're not wrong, but it's not going to change anything. All right, Chris. This, to me, looks like it could be Disco Elysium, you know? Like the way it's kind of painterly here, this kind of brushstrokey thing. I know, and there's this reed in the foreground as well. Like the environment looks kind of right. That said, I know that the cars in Disco look really odd. They look like 1970s cars. It might be Life is Strange. Let me just rule out Disco Elysium. Oh, you might have it here. You might have it here. What's Albrot saying? Albrot's really annoyed. Oh, man. It is indeed. It's Life is Strange. That's good. Good guess. Yeah, I should have been able to tell. The cars didn't look like disco cars, really. What's next? Some kind of low poly hut. King's Quest? Yeah, it could be King's Quest. Like Populous or something, maybe? Albrot wants me to stop streaming. And it's just going to pay me off until I stop. It's Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah. Well done. Good slumdogging as well. I don't know this one because I've never played Enter the Gungeon. So from my perspective, it's something else. It's Oddworld or something like that. Oh, if only someone here had played Enter the Gungeon, then I'd know. Oddworld, do you think? Because I don't know what Enter the Gungeon looks like. It could be Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, maybe? Yeah, this is how Albrot's looking. What you're missing is the lanyard around his neck as he sits in his office turning beet red, shaking his fist at a framed photo of me. And in the photo, I'm doing this. I'm doing like a big Ash Ketchum. So it feels RimWorld. Yeah, it does feel a bit RimWorld. Yeah. If only I'd played Enter the Gungeon, then I'd know what the answer is, but I haven't. So I think it's Oddworld. Pong, yeah. Has anyone here played Enter the Gungeon who also is capable of looking at that image? Is it Brazil? Let's listen to Cressip. Cressip, have you played Enter the Gungeon? Because of the Amazon. Oh, it could be Brazil. Yeah, the Terry Gilliam film. I'll put that in. Brazil? 2014 FIFA World Cup Brazil. Is that what you meant? Is that what you had in mind? I could put that in, Shaz. That would be a good name for a game. Although I think the Unicode characters will probably break some things. What do I get if I say yes? Nothing. Brazil is IVF? Yeah? You have played it. All right, crap. Enter the Gungeon. Real good work. You used your previous experiences to recognize a screenshot. This could be a little lobster serving up some rice, maybe? Like the two cloche crab. It's pronounced dungeon. Well, they let me off with it. Hot dog guy. I call it Manic Mansion. You think it was, I think they released it as Manic Mansion. That's the meme with the hot dog weightlifter. Yeah, it does look like a hot dog. Yeah, these little trails of mustard here. Yeah, it's probably Manic Mansion. Didn't let me off there. We're doing very well. We're doing very well here. But this is going to stump you, I think, because this could be anything. I think it's called Manic Mansion, Cressup. But this is just sand, so I think we'll never get this. This could be anything. Civ? Yeah, it could be a Civ. It could be Age of Empires as well. If we only got like a little more information, like a little icon or... Yeah? I don't believe you have been playing RimWorld King of Time. I think I'm going to need a higher burden of proof. What's sand for? Oh yeah, prizes. Or glass blowing. That guy and his dad, God of War. I don't know, this looks like a top-down... Looks like we're looking down like it's a big God map. Like a Slumdog Rejected. Yeah. The bar's always raising, you know. Just so people don't push us through stuff too fast. It needs to take a roughly the same... The one thing I don't want to happen is that the streams get really short. Is it Mugenics? Have you been playing Mugenics, Jim? I got it last night and played a bit. It's such a good stream game. Maybe next time, huh? People just love those cats. How is Mugenics? It's really good. It's really, really good. It's everything I wanted. I love Into the Breach. And I loved Isaac. Yeah, the first time I did it and the second time I did it, I lost 40 minutes on the second time. That's why I'm asking for Slumdogs. But now that King of Time is slumdogging, that can't be acceptable, you know. Should I be hopping on Mugenics? 100% Cressup. Bye. Eugenics is gonna be big. Skyrim. I think in this order, it's gonna be Age of Empires, but it's not. Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri, but it's not. But then RimWorld it is that. Age of Empires, maybe. So we've got this worm, or it could be a saddle, perhaps. Then we've got 2 trees. And we've got this little, like a hut or something, you might call it. Worm? Do you think it's worm, do you? Worm. You mean worms with an S? Because there isn't a game called Worm. You mean Earthworm Jim? That's the only singular worm I can find here. Do you mean Secrets of the Ark, a Broken Sword game? Wormageddon? Worm? I'm trying Worm, Shaz. It's not... We should make a game called Worm. It could be like Snake, but for even smaller phone screens. The Nokia 1. They called it Whale Armageddon on Pointless. That's really... I could... Well, how about next stream I make a game called Worm? I think it could be Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. I don't know why I ever thought that. It's got trees. Why did I think Alpha Centauri would have trees? But I was desperate, wasn't I? And then, because of that, we know it's RimWorld, King of Time's favourite game. All right, what's next? Teeth. Teeth. Could be Oddworld. Good job, King of Time. I should have listened to you, really. I had to guess the word beginning with whale as a video game, and it was Word Armageddon. They said whale. Oh, if it was the contestants, yeah, that's fine. The contestants are allowed to be wrong. That's their job. What's wrong, Burnzoid? I feel like... I remember that people were saying that on the streams I need to be a lot kinder. And... like the atmosphere should be lighter. And I think in this stream, and I felt it a little bit in the last one as well, that people aren't being very kind to me. People are more logging on saying, why are you doing this? And they never used to do this. King K. Rool's a good one, yeah. King K. Rool's good. Jim's saying Kingdom of Hearts of Time. It's good. I didn't question this at all. I didn't say that. No, it's true. No, it's true. You haven't, Maggie, which is how because you've only been here 2 minutes, you haven't seen the torrent I've been getting. Look at the amount of people who's trying to get me to not do this stream anymore. It's gone up by 30 votes since last time. And now the top votes have all been me removing my teeth has gone all the way up to the top. Then this is for me to stop streaming. This is for me to stop doing this stream. This is for me to stop doing this stream and then apologize. I need to fix this page. This is all Gregor's fault, by the way. Gregor revealed that I'd broken the cookies thing that stops you voting multiple times. And now all the tables are messed up. You know, but all I'm trying to do is say, whose teeth is this? You know, I think I'm just being a funny little guy, as per. Not really Gregor's fault, though, is it? It's probably easiest for me to put it in those terms, though. I appreciate what you're saying, Jim, but it's not really something I'm going to take on board. I think it's Kingdom Hearts. And it's Cerberus, yeah, it's Cerberus. You might get to find out more about teeth if you hit one of those top ideas. I don't like people who vote for teeth. It's one thing to not want me to do what I'm doing right now, but try and get me to pull out all my teeth is perhaps a bit much. No, Burns, we're doing this stream once, and then on Friday, it'll be the next stream. Never fret, never fear, you know? We're here. I don't know what this is. This stream is at Opus Magnum. Do you mean Magnum Opus? It could be Space Chem. Should we try Space Chem? It's not Space Chem, actually. I don't negotiate with terrorists, Albro. Yeah, I could pull out one tooth a stream, yeah. What else could it be? It's probably one of those Zachtronic style games, right? Hello, Captain Badger London. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much for the subscription. Are you in chat, Captain Badger London? Are you here? I don't know if I... Oh. You have gifted tier 1 subs. Thank you very much, Robot Cooper. I think this is... The way this shows up gift subs is unreliable. You've gifted 5 gift subs to Mr. Trousers, Dom Sona, Wimp Dork, Captain Badger London, and Pedro Panache. Thank you very much, Robot Cooper. I think I know this one. I don't think so. I've never played Space Chem. Should we just check what that puts us on and how reliable this site is at updating live? Because I gotta say, I think this was intended to like update reliably between streams. I will probably have to check like an actual stream elements thing to get the definitely up-to-date version. Opus Magnum, how do you know? Can you Slumdog the answer, please? Opus Magnum, yeah, but can you Slumdog it, please? Thank you, Maggie. The colours are a bit skewed here because this has a weird false dark mode thing going on. How do I see how many subscriptions I currently have? It's somewhere. It's the name of the film. I didn't name it. I don't know how to refer to the film. How would you say... If you were in my shoes, how would you say it? I've literally never heard the term Slumdog outside of Slumdog Millionaire. If it's like it cracks up in Slumdog in Who Wants Is there another name for it? No, but I thought you could say slum. It says Slumdog Millionaire on Wikipedia. It's just the name of the film. It's directed by Danny Boyle. There's a film, and I shouldn't say the name of it, but it's something millionaire, S-word millionaire, that was released around 2005, and it shows a kid who goes on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in India, but because he's from a very poor background, they don't believe he knows all the answers, and they ask him, how do you know all these answers? And through telling his life story, you realize all the different points in his life, which has been a real life of hardship. It's a real tearjerker. Kids had a very difficult life. And by telling them, listen, this happened, and then I learned this on the radio, and then this happened, and then I learned this thing through these different experiences I was having. And then I think maybe they just give him the money. Well, I didn't want to. I just wanted to say S-word millionaire, you know? I would... Well, what does it mean to be S-dog? S-dog millionaire. I can say dog, right? S-word, D-word millionaire. It's all very meaningful and a tearjerker. Sean is trivializing it by using that word. No, the film is shit. S-Dog Millionaire sucks. And it's stupid. S-Dog Millionaire is not good, I think. It's not a meaningful film. I don't think so, anyway. I liked it. I don't know. I guess I was 2005. So how old would I have been? To me, it felt schmaltzy. It felt like it came out around the time like stuff like A Boy Called It was coming out. There was so much trauma porn stuff coming out. It felt like it was just one of those, but with like a novelty framing device on top of it. I don't know. I didn't really take to it. A rollicking good time. It was a rollicking good time at the talkies. And honestly, I watched it with me and my partner at the time had just gone to 2 different universities, and we were really falling out. we were just like, someone's got to call it, because we don't get on well enough to justify the journey between Sheffield and Oxford. And Oxford made you go mad. Oxford University has sent you mad. And it was in the middle of that we went to go and watch S-Dog Millionaire. And I'm just like, I can't derive joy from anything. Even the suffering of this trivia-hungry child. Oxford University sent her bananas. Would you rather be S-Dog or Charles Ingram? Well, let's define our terms here. What does it mean to be S-Dogged? Hang on. Can I just check how many subscribers I have? Because if we've hit the goal, then I guess I've got to decide something. You'd think it would give it to you. You think he'd give it to you in overview. But I don't see it. You're a subscriber. Congratulations, Jim. Welcome to the community. I'm not going to pull my teeth, buddy. Twitch, how to see how many subscribers you have. Access the creator dashboard. Navigate to the stats section. Create a dashboard. Stats. This is an AI answer, isn't it? There isn't a stats section. Channel analytics. Yes, channel analytics. And then what? Is that the end? There isn't a single button called channel analytics. umbrella thing. Oh, do you know, there are these little accounts called Twitch Tracker, and they track all the stats of different Twitch channels. What will that say for me? I'm rank 80,000 on Twitch. And my concurrent subscribers, it doesn't know. It says 0. It says question mark. S-Dog, you know the answers from life experiences. Ingram, you know the answers from life, but everyone thinks you're cheating by a system of coughs. Isn't it the same thing? They're just two people who are considered to be cheating even though they know the right answers. 0. Well, I don't think I do have 0 subs. Something's going wrong here. I think this could be magnum opus, just by the by. Oh, opus magnum. Okay. I haven't got 0 subs. That doesn't sound right. That's so weird if you can't just see. Where to see how many subs you have? What's opus magnum? Could someone answer that, please? Did someone kill his pet? Just for that? It's still because of naughty Nick, you know. How to view playerassist.com. How to view how many subscribers you have on Twitch. Log into your account. I've done that. Click on the arrow in the top right of the corner next to your profile picture. I've done that. Select dashboard. I think I'm in the dashboard. Yeah, I'm in the dashboard. Then under stats, you can check how many views of videos you have, how many followers you have, and how many of them have subscribed to your channel. What's the goal? What's the goal to hit? 55. I've got 51 according to this. There's 51 here. I guess we go off that. Do you use OBS? Yes, but I'm currently not connected directly to Twitch anymore. I'm going through restream.io, so it means nothing works. Hello, Captain Preston Frost. How are you doing? We've just finished doing Zoom Out. We've been talking about whether or not people would like living in a Groundhog Day scenario. But more recently, we've been talking about... Have you seen S-Dog? S-word dog millionaire? You'd love it. It sort of tests your knowledge of video games. It's for real gamers. You can say million, I think. I think million's not a slur. You could maybe see an OBS under docs and Twitch stats. Yes, I would have been able to if I was using the Twitch integration, but I'm not anymore. S-Dog M word. What M word? Oh, I guess millionaire is the whole word, isn't it? It would be terrible if this conversation about the S word had never happened at the start of a stream. What do you mean? I don't think... I just literally have never heard the word said before. Do people actually think I should censor the first word of S-Dog millionaire? I've just never heard it before. Hang on, I'll just check. Let me just check if S is... Yeah, I mean, it's offensive and demeaning, yeah. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't say, like, idiot either. Or wanker, I suppose. Like, is it different from those? Shitlord mustard? No, but you're doing so anyway. I'm not saying S-Dog. I've completely stopped saying S-Dog. Well... What do you mean next time? Next time will be a different stream, Albert. Anyway, what's next? Do you know what I fancy? I've been trying to compile an emoji dictionary. I don't think I'm very fluent at emojis. So I've been trying to put together this dictionary so I can get a little better than I used to be. The ship has sailed, an idiot, but I can understand why some... The ship has sailed. It's really inconsistent what the ship has and hasn't sailed on. Yeah, I can't tell you, Captain. People will clip it, you know. Albrock, don't spoil it. Cressup hasn't seen these before. It's new to some. Just because you're watching the same thing again doesn't mean you can spoil it for other people. What's a good one? I'd like to do the sunglasses emoji. I think that's a Hall of Famer, you know? Do we here use the sunglasses smiley face emoji very much? This guy here means coming. Like, what do you mean? Don't emoji have an idiomatic and untranslatable quality to them? Everything can be translated in and out of normal language, I think. Sunglasses is cool. Should I write down the word cool? You think that's enough? Like Alan Cumming, I don't think he gets his own emoji, does he? I don't think people talk about Alan Cumming enough to like encode it into Unicode forever. Alan Cumming wears sunglasses? Yeah? Okay, I'll put cool / Alan Cumming. He's in the American Traitors, so they could. Oh, if he's in the American Traitors, then yeah, why not get him in the Unicode emoji dictionary? All right, well, here's another common one. This is called folded hands in the dictionary, but I think of it as praying. What do you think this one means? How do you use this one in a regular sentence? My brother was trying to fix his computer, and when he said, okay, I'll try that, I put a little bit of those. I put one of these, but I said I'm sending prayers, you know? Thank you so much, yeah? Thankfulness. Oops. Thankfulness is good, yeah? Preach. Preach? Wouldn't this one be preach here? The hands thrown up in the air. High five. Interesting. Now, how many people would see that as a high five? I'm not. It's a very side on for a high five. Being two high fives happening in front of your face. Do you think it means peach, robot? Or are you being Sasha still? Let's have full sex, then high five. Robot, can you expand on what full sex refers to? Just so I can get it in the dictionary. What's this one? What if I can copy it into here? Shaz has offered up this. What does this mean, Shaz? I know you're saying that emojis are ineffable. Albert, I do think it's less threatening because it's not pointing at you. Yeah, it's just saying I have a gun. It's not going, stick them up. What does moon smile mean? Happy at night? That would be my guess. If someone sent that to me, I'd think happy conditional on the sun going down. Full metal sex. You have a metal arm and then you do piv while your brother watches. Let's move on. Let's just move on. I know a very common one is this upside down face. I think this has got a mysterious quality to it. My wife actually sends these rather than a normal smiley face. And I don't think she realises how it's being perceived, you know? His heart's not in the dictionary. You're trying to talk about piv. You know, people always accuse me of making the streams be about cum. And that is a criticism I'm taking on board, but we can't have piv. Seething? Maybe. Maybe like not actually happy because the person's not actually happy if they're sending this sort of thing. Are you kink shaming? I don't think piv is a kink, is it? Is piv a kink? Is piv a kink? IPAK in the chat for is piv a kink? I think it's the only thing that's not a kink. Oh, it's vile. Don't get me wrong. Things can be vile and normal. I saw a dog pooing in the long grass earlier. You know, nature is horrible. Have you heard Werner Herzog talk about the jungle? Things just fucking eating each other, fucking and eating each other and dying and shitting all on top of each other like a big trash compactor. You know? That's life. But not all of it is a kink. What's next? We got quite a few of these. I did too many of these the first time round. We've got... been a long day for me. Getting sleepy. Let's rattle through it, huh? Does it take you out of the stream if I'm yawning and visibly tired? I think these streams, if you know what I mean, puts a real pressure on me, you know. But we should rattle through these. It might be for someone. What do you mean? Is kink relative? I'm always trying to understand what a kink is. I feel like it's shifting. It's like a little mirage. What is a kink seems like an impossible riddle. The last I heard, a kink is anything that makes you come, but that not many people do it. That was my last going definition. It's like just statistics. It's pure YouGov. No, it has to be more of an act than a person. No, it can't be like a kink is like Gareth that I meet by the sheds. A kink is more of it's a series of actions or verbs. A kink is a non-standard source of sexual arousal. Yeah. But then, Josie, that definition's not quite good enough because it could be like, what, like my wife? You know? We need a definition that can escape the my wife come back. Oh, man. Dead, naughty, hot, sexy, or literally glam with girls, or as girl, singular. Warm up. Sirenino. Okay. We wrap that up? Are we good there? You think we're fine? You know? Marriage can be a kink. Look at tradwives. I'm completely with you. Do you think in the future, if you're straight, you'll go to prison? I'm actually quite sleepy. I'm really pushing myself through the stream. Oh, man. Oh. Oh, fuck me. All right. Do you not think that in like 40 years, no, how long? 35 years, if you say you're straight, people will be like, what do you mean? You know what I mean? It'll be like saying that you build fires from wood, of being like, I guess you could be that. Like, I guess you could be a lumberjack or something, but we've got like gas now, you know? Yeah, I don't think it'll take long. I've been watching ITV and everyone's gay on there. Like, it's just normal now, you know? Like, it'll go back to meaning straight edge. Yeah, it will actually, yeah. That would be good. King of Time hitting me with the triple question marks. The triple question marks are so good. The triple question marks. Oh man. I love getting a triple question marks. It means I'm really onto something. I've become overtired so quickly. You wouldn't believe, like something's fallen on me like a fog. I've really lost it. I've lost my I'm non-compos mentis. I don't know what's happened. I've become, you know, when you just feel normal, but then suddenly, bam, you're ready for bed. It's hit me like a boot. It's really caught up with me. I'm not going to talk about my theories about whether or not you'll go to prison for being straight in 35 years. I do think I have something to say there, but it's not for now, you know? It's not for, I think it has to be put away in a drawer for next time. You still have a game to play? Oh, fuck off. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Fuck me. I completely forgot. Let me check my... Fuck me, I completely forgot. All right. Do you know what? I fancy playing a game. Do you know what I fancy? I just fancy playing a game for a bit. Oh, man. Just fancy just playing a game. Oh, man. Okay. Let's load it up. I love a bit of gaming, me. You know, it's good to be on Twitch, the home of gaming.
ASCII Entertainment.
Let's effing go. You know, I've got this. Thanks so much. We'll just roll credits on this. Oh man. Okay. You know, I've always wanted to play through all the FromSofts. You know. This was the first FromSoft game ever released outside of Japan. It's a first-person dungeon crawler. Wait, yeah, it goes... What do you mean? What do you mean, Josie? This is the first time I've done this. Can you not break the fourth wall, please? If we're going to do this, we should do it right, you know? A friend who I respect very highly said, if you're going to do something, you should do it right. Excuse me, I just need to check the RAM. Oh, man. Okay, well, let's just orient myself here. Do you have a RAM? I have some RAM, if that's what you mean. King of Time, what do you think about the clues that Corey Calhoun sets for Minute Cryptic? I bet you like them, don't you? Yeah, no one else peeks through the hole. You're better than that though, Josie. You know what I mean? Like, if I hold you to a different standard, you should say thank you, because it's a sign of respect. I'm glad you hold me to a standard that I failed to live up to. It means you incorrectly think certain virtues live in me. I don't know if I've been killed by these fish before. Give me an example. Oh. Something like rearrange fig and ram or something? Mixed. No, I can't remember what it was. Something fig and ram. Corey Calhoun does these really high concept ones that are impossible to get. Is that a good thing you're saying? As if I knew what I was saying, it would come out in a way we could understand. There's definitely a thought in there, but it's scrambled. Decode it if you can, or like, my advice is don't. Egg. Oh, God. Red's been off on one. Has anyone noticed or appreciated that Red hasn't made sense in 2 weeks? I've been trying not to, like, put any oxygen on the fire, but Red hasn't said a single coherent thing. For Bread Santa, he will, by the way. Just so you know, when Bread Santa says, "How are you and what's going on?" Red looks like a human being. But here he's like, "I've been listening to the mountains and stuff." Yeah, no, Red, there's a person in there. But he's in Bread Santas, he's going, "Hello." He talks about the price of milk. He says, "I like semi-skimmed the best." And for me, it's like, oh, you know that you can actually smell the future. He's talking like if Alan Moore was Noel Fielding. He's talking like a character from Alan Moore's The Mighty Boosh. Egg. How much is milk nowadays? Well, we get Oatly. No, we don't actually. We get Sainsbury's. We get Tesco's own soy and oat. We don't get Oatly because we're not S-Dog millionaires. Sorry for slur. It's illegal to call Oatly milk now? Well, put me in prison for that because I'm straight. Sean, your 2 crimes are you calling Oatly milk and you keep saying you're straight. Can't call it oat milk anymore because of oak, because of woke, because of wote. That's a joke, people. We're probably going to hear that on SNL. On SNL, I think it's mostly going to be about how you can't call oat milk milk, and also how about you can't take the lids all the way off the bottles anymore because of Jean-Claude Juncker, because of the EU Federal Commission. This isn't where I normally go. Can you not look down? I can, but hang on. Let me just check I'm not being followed. That'll get me. Let me talk you through the controls, Jim, because this is going to make your head spin. You're going to hate this, then you're going to love this, then you're going to love me, then you're going to log off. You look up with the left trigger. You look down with the right trigger. You walk left with the left bumper. You walk right with the right bumper. You turn right with D-pad right. You turn left with D-pad left. You walk forwards with D-pad up. You walk backwards with D-pad back. That's the control scheme. Why is there a moon that says sex? Just a video game. It's just a video game, Shaz. That's mad. Can I tell you what's even more mad, Jim? So that's a control scheme you're supposed to be navigating in real time. Can I change the controls? Buddy. No. This is this is old FromSoft, no. This control scheme, they also imported for Armored Core. Armored Core uses this control scheme for like 6 or 7 games. And in those games, you are fighting fast-paced battles. Not the really slow ones you have in this one. Is this the original hardware? Absolutely. N64. I've just taken out my copy of Banjo-Kazooie. Sex boot is good. The bumpers make sense at least. Yeah, I think you can get fluent with it, to be honest. The temptation to remap onto the sticks is obviously huge, but I'm trying to be pure. I'm trying to be real, you know? Bones. Bones in the chat if bones. Bones in the chat if you have bones. Yeah. Only 3 people here have bones? Okay. That's about as many as I expected. You've got no bones? Are you a jellyfish or something? I think I hate jellyfish. I think they're too weird for me. You know what I mean? You're allowed to say that sort of thing. Can you hate animals? Can I just say like I hate a whole species of animal? Can you do that? Can you be like, I hate cephalopods or something? Did you see the big jellyfish? What, in reality? Or have I been walking through the map too quickly? Did you just die? No, you just screamed. Ooh. Okay, my job in here is to be careful of this skeleton. There's a new big jellyfish. Where? And then just to pop in here. Called Martha? Is she going to be predicting the World Cup? You only really name sea creatures when they're going to predict the World Cup. Can you not? Can you not, please? She is going to predict the World Cup. I knew it. This buckler will sort me. Okay. Careful. Excuse me. Let me put the buckler on. Hell yeah. Leather shield. Yes. Okay. Who's so clever now, huh? Who's so clever now? How? Excuse me? Who's so clever now? Oh, God. You've predicted that she'll predict it. You know what? This might not be the game for me. You know what? This might not be for me, actually. Maybe we'll just chill out. Does anyone here like comedy? Any comedy fans in? I'm a big comedy fan. Maybe we'll put a bit of comedy on. Have you heard of It's a Bit? I've heard of it, but I've never watched it. Should we watch it now? Right, let's get it from the beginning. Let's not miss anything.
Mrs. Sharon Smith?
Yes.
I'm Detective Constable Knock. This is my colleague, DC Dawes. I'm afraid we have some difficult questions for you. Do you mind if we come in?
No, of course not. Come through. Please sit down.
See, you get more when you watch it more.
Okay. Well, it's not going to be easy. But what is 431.7 divided by 17.6?
What?
Did warn you. Next one.
What's 447.9 divided by 8.33?
Good point. Can we give a point to Lucy, please?
We'll have to ask someone else then.
We'll see ourselves out.
It's a bit. Boom. Oh. We are 0 away from the subscriber goal. Thank you, Gregor. Well, let's watch this first and then we'll deal with that.
I say, do mind not farting in front of my wife.
There's a lot of lines in this show that I think's really memorable, but the first one, the first truly memorable line is, I say, do you mind not farting in front of my wife? It's so, the delivery is just so good.
I say, do mind not farting in front of my wife.
Sorry, mate, I didn't realise it was her turn.
And then that's a good line. You know what? There's only 3 sentences in this one. And I love the first one. No, I like the first one quite a lot. Then the bit where he says, didn't realise her turn. I don't really like that one very much. And then there's the fart, which I'm not including as a line of dialogue. But then there's I can't even do it. How does he do it? Where do you learn to do these things? I can't do it. That line's really good. And I'd be quoting it loads if I knew how to do it. Can anyone here do it? Send clips in of you doing it if you think you could do it. I'll play them in the next stream. Oh, well, actually, we'll deal with that after.
There you go. Just what you need after last night.
I drank so much last night, you wouldn't believe it, that I...
Fell over?
No, I...
Threw up?
This one's a real skip it, you know.
No,
I'm only in it for the Biggin Hill
barmaid?
Festival.
No, I...
Couldn't remember what happened?
No, I...
Got arrested?
No.
There's nothing to this
I
sketch.
forgot how to...
Finish the sentence.
I know that sketch shows are hit and miss, but
Cheers.
I don't also understand what they're going for with this weird cheers. Like,
Finish the sentence.
Exactly.
Cheers.
like, who are these guys? I think you can't get a sense of it. I think, do you know what? It's an amateur sketch show, and they're on a shoestring, but you do get a sense of place. They do book out a cafe for the cafe sketch. They do go to a pub, or they make a room look a lot like a pub for the pub sketch. You don't have a good sense of place when they're questioning the woman about the maths questions. It's not really clear what or where that is, but the door looks like a door at least. But here, what are we in? And why is it covered in Biggin Hill Festival stuff? And who are these guys? They're not the same age. So they're just really clearly different ages and generations. What's their relationship to each other? You can't get a grip on even what's going on. And I think part of the reason it's not. I know we're all trying to locate where the joke is, but I think you constantly get the feeling that you're supposed to understand something you don't by all the ambiguity in the setup. You know, they do look like they're on a ferry. They also look like they're in a waiting room. They certainly look like they're in a business and not a home. And this thing where they miss each other's mug.
Exactly.
Cheers.
I don't quite know what they're going for. This one's fine.
Get away from the ledge!
This and the do you mind not farting in front of my wife? Nuts and bolts. This is the most coherent one. This is a pun joke with a visual gag. There's one bit in it I don't quite like. I've had to
Get away from the ledge, we're only here to help you. Goodbye, cruel world.
Stand back, everyone. I'm afraid it's another jumper.
Away from the ledge, we're only here to help you. Goodbye, cruel
Well, you couldn't put this in a joke book. It relies on the visual gag.
world.
Stand back, everyone. I'm afraid it's another jumper.
I can't remember what my gripe was now. It's actually perfect. I think this is fine. This is the best one. Pound for pound, this is one I enjoy the most. I could watch this one all day. It's a shame we only going to watch it once. It's another jumper, yeah.
Good morning, sir. What
That's
can I
because
get
they're always
you?
seeing people jump.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. I would like to have a cream.
Can I just say, I want to just, now that I'm like really going fine tooth comb on this, I love that when she says,
It is, isn't it?
Good morning, sir. What can I get you?
she says, good morning, sir, what can I get you? And he says, it is, isn't it? That's great. What a great little line. It is, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Yeah. I would like to have a cream latte and a biscuit, please.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I would like. a cream latte and a biscuit, please.
Sorry, one more time.
Oh, bother. Never mind. I will have a cream latte. I say, would you mind not doing that while I'm trying to...
There's something. So I haven't done sketch comedy stuff in a really long time, but I've noticed that when I started doing it was university, and we formed a comedy society and there were loads of sketches. And as the president of the society, I had to do with a lot of sifting through stuff and determining like what was good and what was bad. And there's something that occurs in sketch comedy where like people make the characters like extraordinarily posh and stuff, but for no reason. Like, why is this character saying I say? And why was the guy who had a farting wife say, do you mind not farting in front of my wife? Why do they all need to be like toffs? Why do they need to be like upper class and stuff? It sounds funnier. I guess maybe of an older fashion of sketch comedy. I always think like people nowadays, they play everything straight like normal people, right? Like maybe ever since like Big Train or whatever, like the style has been like to talk normally. But now this is such a mundane interaction. I should feel like the two Ronnies who are trying to like, and that's old, right? The two Ronnies. And they just, if they're putting something in a shop, they're going to talk like two normal people in a shop. Then I'll be like, oh, I say, a wonderful day, a cream latte and a biscuit. Like, where does that instinct come from? People have this instinct. But that's why I brought up the two Ronnies, Red. That's like old, classic sketch comedy. And their instinct was like people should talk not completely normally, like they're contriving wordplay, you know. If it was me, I'd say fork and then leave a little gap and then say candles so that no one gets confused, you know. But that's because I'm operating on a different level, you know. I just think people who are new-ish to sketch comedy of their own devices, they just make all the characters posh if they've got no other direction.
Order, please.
Sorry, sir.
Well, there's so much to choose from, isn't there?
Yeah, but these guys
no,
haven't
I'll
been
stick
to
with it.
Oxford.
I would
These are
like
just
to
people.
have...
These are just some people. You've met people like these like, all the time. These are just normal human beings, probably. Except that one that's banging and doing stuff. He might be an estate agent.
A cream latte and a biscuit. A cream latte and a biscuit, please!
Sir, we'll have no shouting here. I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Not the accent. This guy saying, I say. This doesn't. Maybe he does talk that way. I don't know.
It's a bit.
It's a bit. Oh, man. You seen Big Train, Albert?
I forgot.
Got arrested.
Because you're worth it.
Sorry, mate. I didn't know it was her turn.
I think you've answered my question, Albert. Don't worry.
I would like, a cream...
Sorry, I didn't quite get that.
I'm sorry. I'd like,
Am I storing things as an unsigned 8-bit integer? Should I be worried? I probably aren't not storing. Is this about the votes or something? All right, I need to deal with this then. So it looks like we've met the goal. This updates. Okay, we're there. Okay, so what are the rules then? If I reach the current goal for concurrent Twitch subscribers, I will pick one of the top 5 most voted ideas for a future dedicated stream. Then I will also purge 50% of the idea pool Then the public will be given opportunity to rescue one idea from deletion. Okay. What are the top 5 ideas? Oh. Something has broken on the back end. Has someone added something strange? Oh, this is what Grugger is asking about. Yes, yes. Okay, let me, on a tab that you can't see, go in and look at what's happened here. Can you describe what it was that you did that led to the issue that we're facing? Would that be possible? And I'll put a bit of burger on. Well, once I can see, one of the options might have exceeded 255 votes. I don't think I'm storing things as an integer. I don't think so. They're stored in like a JSON. They shouldn't break. The numbers should be able to go up into the millions. I shouldn't have like a rollover thing. I mean, I'll look at it now, obviously. So, where did I store this? Probably in my folder called data. Yes, I did. Okay. Oh. Oh no, this is so much worse. This is so much worse. They're all gone. What's happened here? Why are they all gone? They're just gone. It's just empty. Did someone try to add something recently that was unusual? The cruelty on display in this channel. Oh man. Can a mod pin that, please? Oh god, that really sent me. That was really funny. Okay, I think I probably have a backup. Should we see what's in my backup? It's gonna be old, but then you'll all be given a chance to go in and vote and stuff, you know? Okay, so what's in here now? We may as well overwrite, given that the current one is empty. And then what's in here? This is a snapshot of like 2 days ago. But it's like everything before today. So I'll give you all an opportunity to go in and vote, I suppose. I think I'll save that as that version. Yes, we hit the subscription goal. Yeah, so feel free to pop in and put in whatever you want. Obviously, I know what you're going to put in. Just try and get it to the state that it was in before, okay? This is how it was before the stream. No, this wasn't even saved to the database, which is why it broke. I was saving it to a JSON. I was being naughty. But I'll give it like 10 minutes or so. Like, people are gonna want to put stop doing Groundhog Day in here. So like, that's what I was expecting to do. So while I'm thinking about this and while I'm waiting for things to update, let's just talk this through now, because it's likely that no matter what, I will probably have a pick of options. And I want to ask people now, so that I can just get a visual sense of this. How important is it to everyone that I stop doing the Groundhog Day streams before I hit my target of 8 concurrent streams? Something happened and it corrupted the ideas file. And I've loaded up a backup, but it's out of date with changes that happened today. I was always planning on 8, and then I was going to put them in a playlist and send them to Benimation as a reply to his comment about the time loop. We need at least 8. I think we need at least 8. But it does feel cruel for things to break now. That's a lot of effort for a reply. I can't account for why I do the things I do. Everyone's just voting for Moorcraft. Is no one adding stop doing groundhog more? Is literally no one adding that? Is it not here? Sean plays some dulls, an early FromSoft game, and has a chat, just normal chill stream. Yeah, that sounds good. Cracker jokes, workshop improvising Christmas track jokes. But there's no stop doing Groundhog Day here. No, I won't, Albrat. It was a strange error. I'll save things to a database in future. To be honest, Moral would taught me a much safer way of saving to JSONs. I just haven't implemented it here. I learned it for Mall Vision because I thought that was important, and then here I didn't think we'd get concurrent usage. I wasn't imagining loads of people going on it at once. That was not the expectation, but I need to make it safer. I hate that bread thingy. Yeah, they're called Bread Santa, and they are actually our friend, you know. We need to learn to get along. That was a very silly expectation. It's one of many, Lambda. It's one of many. Okay, well, look. I will make my selection, and it doesn't have to be right now. I will fix up what next, probably tomorrow, and I'll let you know that I've done that. And then I'll let you get it all in the position you want it to be in. If I do Moorcraft Season 2, and it looks a lot like people want me to do that, I don't think it can be like an identical format to the last one. I think it needs to change in some way. The last one made sense during lockdown when like everyone had way more time. But I don't know if you as a community would create the same level of back end. And I don't think I could ask Mono to like reprise his role given his work schedule. But like, would you accept that a form of Moorcraft could arrive that was trying to get at the same thing but is made more practical to what's currently possible? What was the main stuff about it? The concept of Moorcraft was that a server was being made for everyone and everyone could go in it whenever they wanted, except for me. And I'd only go into it when the stream was live. And after a couple of them, we'd take a vote and we'd work out what is the quest, what is the goal of this stream. That if we achieve it, we're done, and then we're out. And everyone said that what they wanted the goal of Moorcraft to be is that I've got to find 2 of every animal in the game and put them on a big ark and then take them to the moon. And we were very clear from the start, that's not possible. You can't do that. Yes, sorry, 7 of every animal and take them all to the moon. And so over time, the game got a lot more hacked. But also over time, the community organized a world with internal consistency that I was then trying to navigate. We only got 2 Ender Dragons in the end, I think. They exhibited behavior that was very... No, we did. In egg form. In egg form, yeah. So Season 2 should be on the moon. Leave it with me. You've definitely earned something, and I'm going to have a big think about it. But I'm also going to fix this site so it definitely accurately reflects everyone's desires. And I've been a bit sleepy for a while now, so I'm gonna truck off, and I will let you know. Martine really wants a community FMV, but there is the suggestion here. Yeah, it's right. It's quite popular as they go. All right, I'm going to fix the page. That'll be tomorrow. Well, it depends. It depends if I get a second wind. Right now, I feel quite sleepy. If I get a second wind, I'll do it tonight. Otherwise, I'll do it tomorrow morning. And I'll let you know. Thank you for hitting the stream goal. I know, and this I'm just saying this really for Albert. I know that you hit it all for a different reason. And I feel bad that you can't use it to stop the groundhogs, since by rights you should be able to. And that's why I want to pick the fix the site, and then we can have a frank discussion about whether the groundhogs have to go. I am very surprised. I think at the end of the second groundhog, you didn't want me to stop. And now we've ended the third, you all like it again. But the people who hate it really hate it and have gone. Fluff's gone. Burnzoid's gone. Albrot's here, but despite themselves, and they're angry. So, we should have a frank conversation about whether we're going to hit the 8. I'd like to. I think it's just a filter at this point. In what sense? I might not be back. Did you see what I mean? Lucy's gone, even though Lucy had a great time. People just hate it on principle. Game Duel never divided us. I took swift action to say, you know, we're not doing Game Duel again. Cressup's gone. FFC's gone. You know what I mean? Well, there's a lot to think about. And the joy of adulthood is you can delay thinking about things. You can put things off. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I will ponder. Will this convo be part of it next time? Who knows? Rot in hell, everyone. I'll see you later. Have a great remainder of your Wednesday. Have a wonderful Thursday. And at the next stream, I have a huge announcement that I can't wait to share with you. The next stream is going to be extremely special. Wire Mother versus Cloth Mother Deluxe. Goodbye, everyone, and I'll see you last time. Go find a poisonous plant or a jelly. You're not doing anything to die. There's a poisonous plant to your left, to your left, to your left, to your left. Jump over there. There's a poisonous plant down there on the other side of... Can you see it? It's just in the water. Just jump on that and die.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, and now you should start to die. And now you'll die? Great. Great. Wonderful.
It's the engine, it's the engine. Always burning, always burning. It's the engine, it's the engine. My burn, let it burn. It's the engine, it's the engine.
Who just died? Oh no!
I didn't let this happen, okay?